We all wish we didn't have to deal with really bad people, but this is the harsh truth. It's just how people are wired. Don't need a reason to hurt you, and you don't have to make them do it. It's good for them to strike deception, lying, and take charge now. Bad guys don't always wear a bad guy smile or dress in black like in the movies. It hides behind a friendly smile, a sweet word. Or friends who show kindness are the ones who the friend who makes you feel bad and subtly hurts you, or even your family, someone whose membership makes you doubt your own. In fact, the worst part is that you often don't not see what's going on until it's too late. It's late, but there is good news. There are clues that evil is around. To keep the peace can look for you, your health and your mind. We're breaking up today because we're happy. 7 red flags that show these harmful people who are cunning before they get. I promise you won't want to get too close. Don't miss this. And before we start, have a right now. Click on that subscribe button alerts, and let's get better at let's raise awareness together. 1 red flag, 1 start. With the first red flag they make you. You might feel like you're always to blame. Have you ever thought that you were always the one? In the wrong place in a bond, even after a while things that the other person insists on, that you're wrong and that you're being way too sensitive, or if this sounds similar, you may be exaggerating. You might be being gaslighted, a deceptive method that some people use to control you. You don't have to lie to gaslight someone, not telling the truth. It's about changing the truth so you don't believe in yourself. These people don't need proof or reason. They only need to make you doubt yourself, thinking that lets them control you, what you feel and think about them. Advantage. Let's say you're arguing. You know for sure that if I remember the case right, but the other person laughs and shakes their head and tells you that you're going too far. People say you always make a big deal out of things that make you too moody. You try to protect yourself, but they keep lying and ignoring the facts until you start to doubt your own. As time goes on, you stop being sure of yourself every time you fight with. You're giving up, staying quiet, and even telling someone you're sorry for nothing. When things go wrong, you start to feel like you're being careful not to hurt anyone. Everything you say or do will be used against you. This is the power of when someone gaslights you. It makes you lose trust in yourself and depends on you for everything, the other person for being truly bad. This isn't something gaslighters do because they do it, even though they don't know the truth, because they want you to doubt them yourself. When you don't know your own, keep in mind that they can grab you more easily. They want you to think they're at fault, feel like you're not stable, so you stop putting your trust in your own judgment. This is a risky move because if you don't see it, it's slowly killing you. Self-esteem. You might be afraid to not being able to make your own choices. Worst of all, you might start to believe that smart person, you don't deserve respect. Philosophy tells us that the truth doesn't change based on what other people say about you. How you see yourself makes a difference, Marcus. He said that you have power over your mind and not outside events. This will give you strength. This means that no matter how much someone tries to change the truth, you have the being able to stick to your own truth when someone ignores you all the time. The way you feel makes you feel like you're wrong all the time. Stop and ask yourself, am I really wrong, or am I Stoicism that is fake? Doesn't help you to fight with these kinds of people, but to quietly move back and stand strong in what you know and keep your deep peace. If you always feel guilty without a cause, if someone keeps telling you that your feelings don't matter, or that how you see things are wrong, and it's not because you're it's because someone is sensitive. If you're influencing, don't ignore this red flag. Trust your gut and hold on to, tell the truth, and if you have to, leave. From bad relationships, you can feel safe with a good person, admired and listened to, but a bad person will always make you think about yourself. Real life is the one thing you need to protect, something they can't take away. 2. Red flag 2. The second red flag is that they use your one of the ways someone could attack you. Most harmful things a bad person does is taking advantage of your weaknesses to you. There's nothing worse than trusting someone with your inner thoughts, afraid of doubts and times of weakness, only to find out they were getting weapons to use against you when the chance comes up. We all have weak moments where we can talk to someone without worrying. They think they can keep our secrets with respect to those who mean harm. But heart, this is just a chance they use to control and trick you. The most secret thoughts of yours bend them and use them to make you feel bad or hurt when you least expected it. Think of you once told someone about how you feel, had a hard time getting over a big loss. You felt sure they would do in your life. I get it, but they keep bringing it up, how your pain makes you feel small. They might say things to you. It seems like you're always this weak and never changes, or it's no surprise that happened to you. Turn your past into a weapon by taking the story that will make you doubt yourself when there's a fight. They bring up your old wounds that remind you of the past. Make mistakes or go through hard times just to feel not useful. This isn't just a simple, it's a deep insult betrayal. Bad people use your holes because they know it gives. They want you to give them power over you. Sense of being small, powerless, and reliant on. They want to make sure that you never get strong enough to stand up for, get away from them or yourself. This is one of the most sneaky types of to trick, because it's not just, it is a breach of trust when someone abuses your emotions. Trust that you really believed in them with how weak you are, and they used it against you. Stoic thought tells us that no one can't hurt you unless you let them. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Know this, and you'll find strength," which means you don't have to carry the weights that other people try to put on you that you don't have to. Don't let anyone make you feel small, because they can't stand your light whenever you notice that someone is using your weak spots against you. Now is the time to get your power back. Give them power over your feelings. Do not let them change your story. Are valuable on your own, not because of anyone else can take that away from you. Keep these people away from you and keep your peace, because you earn it. To be around people who respect you, not the people who take advantage of you. Red flag 3. Third red flag. Third, they lie all the time or change how the truth be told. Lies come in lots of different kinds. They're safe and meant to spare feelings of someone, but in the hands of when someone is really bad, lies become a tool, used to change and adjust control. Truth be told, these people don't lie just to stay out of problems. They lie to change who has power. They don't care about making their case. They care about making things easy by moving to make reality fit their wants and keep you off balance. The Stoic way of thinking gives us an important truth. Reality is not something Epirus once said that we should run away from. We don't control what other people do, but decide how to act when we come across as a master tactician. You must stay grounded, take charge of your feelings, and see moments where objectively bad people will try to make you doubt yourself. But if you train your mind to be tough, you won't give in to their tricks. And picture having a get-together with someone you trust. Pay close attention, believing in their words, only to find out later that something feels off today. They might tell you one thing, then lie about it when the truth comes out. Or even worse, they change the facts so that you start to doubt your own. Remember that this isn't just a random being honest, it's a planned move, meant to confuse and separate you, making you question what you think you know about. In truth, these people don't just lie. When they have to, they make up lies, make things worse, and try to trick people words that make you feel something scary, part they will be worried about. Never say what they did was bad. Being honest isn't a virtue, it's a skill. For control, lying, And when you're in charge, lying becomes second nature too. They were making it almost impossible to believe what they say if someone in your life is always telling lies. Just for their own good, that's a red flag that they are trying to do harm. He wrote in Marcus Aurelius' Meditations that let you control your not to worry. Outside events know this, and you will find strength is the most dangerous thing about. When you're with a lie, they can make you doubt your own abilities. But if you learn to be patient, you will learn how to see things with truth. And the reason you won't be easily fooled by lies, because you'll know that the truth doesn't depend on how someone else changes it. If you see someone acting this way, don't worry about it. Trust your gut. You don't have to talk to them, but you can stay safe by being strict. Boundaries. Epicus tells us of the smart. A man doesn't have to show anything to a lie because the truth will do that on its own. Don't let these liars fool you. You can control how you think and feel. Deserve to live in peace and honesty, not in some confusion and red sign number 4. They love lying 4. Red flag 4. A fight that some people can never be happy with the peace, while most of us value security and stay away from stress, is what really bad people like. They don't just fight, they cause chaos. They make it for them to stir up chaos, and drama is a type of entertaining. People is a way to control them around them and keep up. Take charge and picture yourself at a family, getting together to enjoy a warm and calm. In the evening, everyone is laughing and sharing stories and having a great time. All of a sudden, something is said in a sneaky way. They know what will happen. There is strain, and the mood changes quickly. As the voices rise, tempers flare, and the weather changes. It's dark and heavy in this room, but this person got caught up in the fight, steps back, and watches with a small grin. It looks like they just lit a match, and are now, I'm not sure how far the fire will go yet. Spread these people who love conflict. Don't stop there. They also spread lies. Change the facts and make things less clear. When friends, family, or co-workers get together, always playing from the shadows, the good person who was just watching, or the peacemaker, is what they love to see. When people watch others, relationships fall apart, fight with each other, and most of all about making you feel alone, worn out, and off balance. The Stoic way of thinking offers a strong lesson that you can't change the things other people do, but you can take charge of how you react to them. Marcus. In a piece called When You Wake Up in the Morning, tell yourself that you will meet dishonest people, greedy, and trick them, but you don't have to. What does it mean to become like them? This means you don't need to play their game. Bad people don't just want to hurt others. Fight with them, they want you to. If you get angry, try to take part. To beat them or take part in you've gotten caught up in their drama. The only way to get out of this trap, to break out of this bad loop, stay cool and don't let them control how you feel. Epictetus tells us that whoever makes you mad owns you. If you see someone constantly making trouble and getting in the way of your peace and quiet, you don't have to talk to them. You just need to get some space between you and them worth giving up your peace of mind for. Keep in mind that you don't need someone in your life who loves making trouble. And fifth red flag, not being positive. Red flag number 5, they be the victim in all of them. Bad people have a clever way to control other people. No matter what, they always play the victim. What takes place, whether it's loss at personal problems at work or in your life problem, they always show themselves to be, because they are the ones who suffer the most. Make up a sad story where the world isn't fair, how everyone treats them. They do not do well and have never been given a fair chance, but they don't want to be responsible for their acts. They don't want to own up to. Because of what they did and how they behaved, they're present. They need someone to blame for what's going on, and that person will, if you're not careful. You might imagine having a friend who always complains about the wrongs they did. Keep going every time something doesn't go. On their way, they never think about if they might be at fault instead. They say it's their boss, co-workers and friends, or they even trick their own family or feelings with their never-ending stories that make you feel bad for them. At first, you feel sorry for them and want to help. However, you come to understand that nothing never moves. They always end up where they are in the same problems, and every time they take you on an emotional ride with them. Leaving you tired is the real danger. Here shows that being the victim isn't just. It's a way to get people to feel sorry for you. The power they use your kindness against. You know that you're a good person, that person who wants to help them, that by making you feel in charge of as if it were your job to solve their problems, carry their weight and fix their lives. But whenever you tell them to accept responsibility right away, change things around, all of a sudden you're the bad guy. Blame you for not caring about others or being selfish because they didn't keep supporting them. They make you feel bad about wanting to step, as if you were the one hurting them. Move away. Remember that kindness is a good thing, but that doesn't mean you have to carry the having to deal with other people's troubles. The person who really needs help is ready to make changes and get through there. It's hard to just sit back and wait to make things better for other people. Stoic. We learn from theory that we can't control other people, but we can own how you feel when you recognize someone using the victim part to get what they want from you. Take a moment to think about it. Are you really helping them, or are you just being used? You're not in charge of someone, not have to live someone else's life. Give up your peace for someone who won't take responsibility for their own. What you do sets clear limits. Know that a good friendship is built on help and respect for each other. It's not emotional abuse and deception. If someone always does it, plays the victim when they don't mean to, it's time to leave things alone and keep your own safe. Sixth piece, red flag 6. Flag of red 6. Always criticize you, but never take note of your people who are bad. Always have a harmful and risky strategy. They always criticize you, but never gratitude for your efforts or successes. This isn't helpful. Feedback. It's on purpose to get worse, meant to wear away at your... You can't boost your self-esteem no matter how hard you try. No matter what, they will always find problems. How not important when you reach your goal. Instead of appreciating your hard work, they right away throw it out as useless. Val, if you tell them about a success they would, right away, turn your attention to a mistake or weakness that makes you think you're never good enough. Imagine having to spend weeks being very busy with a job, putting your whole heart and soul into it. Tell someone about your win. I trust that you expect help and cheering on, but instead of celebrating, they just shrug and say, "It's not a big deal." Not a big deal, or you could have done better or worse. They start right away talking about what they've done well, completely blocking out yours every. When this happens, you feel like you're not as big. It doesn't matter how well you do today. They didn't do it by chance. It was planned. Want to change how you see things, to make you doubt your worth. Bad people don't want to see you. Are you sure of yourself or proud of who you are? You to always feel like you need to prove they'll never give you what you're worth. The praise you deserve is their main goal, is to keep you reliant on them. Okay, that will never happen again. They like seeing you stressed out, asking yourself and your feelings scared the most about how they do it. Subtly, acting like they're just trying to help you get better when they're really making you feel low in self-confidence. That behavior isn't just mean, it's dangerous and can keep you stuck in a loop of having doubts about yourself, makes you feel like you're never enough, and making you always looking for approval from someone who won't give it to you. If you come across someone who always criticizes you but never says sorry, what you've done stops, and look at that again. Stoicism in relationships teaches us that our worth doesn't depend on other people. You don't need permission from anyone to know. You're valuable enough that you don't need praise to. Don't let your success go to waste. Anyone mess with your self-esteem. Know who really helps you and the person who is using you. Take charge, keep the peace, and leave. From people who don't see how valuable you are, and pay attention to those who respect and thank you. 7. Red flag 7. They show you red flag number 7. Not caring or having empathy. One of the best ways to tell who someone is having bad goals is their whole lack of understanding. Other people is what makes us human, letting us connect, understand, and many people share, but some don't. Just don't understand how others feel. They can see them, of others as a bother or a task instead of something that has had value. Have you ever met someone who didn't? No matter how much pain, sadness, or trouble there is, you were going through stayed the same. Not caring about or even ignoring your fully share your feelings about something very hard, maybe a death or illness or a big problem in their life, and their reaction is a cold, rude comment, like that happens to everyone, or even worse. They change the subject, like your story isn't important anymore. Wasn't worth their pay attention. That's not just someone who is time poor, lack of attention, which is a clear sign of someone who doesn't want to or can't do anything to care about other people. Really bad people does not care about your pain. They can look at you, struggle, and not feel. If anything, your pain isn't causing them trouble by interrupting the setting they want to keep worse. They might see it as a chance to trick or use someone who doesn't have. It will never make you feel better when they don't want to help you, even though you're in pain. They don't want you to get better, because they think your feelings are only things that got in their way. Plans. These people may act like they care when it's good for them, but when the moment of truth comes, when you actually need help or with support, they show who they really are. It was cold nature. That's when you understand you don't. Does it really matter that they only see you as a tool for someone to use when it fits them and throw it away, when you're no longer useful? Remember the good old days when you felt small and alone, like they talked to a brick wall that wasn't your fault. And it's not that you're too sensitive because you had to deal with someone who doesn't care and doesn't know how to care, or, even worse, doesn't want to. Worst of all, they won't change it. These people don't learn to feel kindness. Over time, since they don't see they only care about themselves and don't need it. Your feelings have nothing to do with them. World. If you know who they are, who constantly ignores your feelings, who makes you feel invisible, know that this is a matter of a bad sign, that they're not someone you can trust. You can be sure they're not deserving of your good person, doesn't waste time, energy, or feelings, hears and understands, and even if still let them fix your problem, you're not. You know that alone. Don't let people who don't care make you question your own worth. Deserve interactions based on trust and respect, honor and sincere care. If you ever think someone is being afraid of and weak in order to control you, don't wait to run away. Bad people don't come from them. There are signs, but if you pay attention, there are always red flags. I know it's hard to accept this truth, especially if you've already spent you still want to believe in him or her, that someone cares about you. But don't forget that nice people don't make you. If you question yourself, feel misled, or really feeling tired of seeing these signs early, doesn't just keep the peace for you. You don't have to do anything else. Hurt someone who shows these bad behavior is not a friend. They're a hunter. Don't waste your time or energy on be nice to them and take a step back. Make things clear and pick people who really deserve to be in life. Always remember that you deserve to be loved and cared for by those who truly care about you and your safety. Your mind and heart will see you in the next video.